City basketball team.
Yes.
The boys have earned the title of Nassau County Conference 4 champions, Long Island champions, a first for the West Hempstead secondaries. Thank you to coaches Eric Rubin and Charles Henley as well. So gentlemen, as I call you up, you're gonna come up and get your certificate, and then you're gonna stay up here so you guys can take a team photo with your coaches and Mr. Gill and Mr. Como, okay? I don't know, because he's the principal. I don't know. He was standing there. He's the ball boy.
You can't do St. Joseph's now, I guess handball, no.
Give me a second to get out of the way. Okay, so Isaiah Blunt. Declan Cole. Not selling me the winner. Alexander Davis. Larry Ford Jr. Richard Goddard. Theo Jackson. I feel very short in this photo. Jonathan Houston. Congratulations. Elena Jean. Riley Levitt. Trying to get out of the way. There's 2 minutes. Congratulations. Gavin Lee. Kevin Rivera. Right on time. Joseph Thomas Jr. Evan Wilson. And Christopher Young. If we could invite the coaches, Mr. Gill.
You shot, don't want to take one more.
Maybe
first.
you Kind of,
Rob, come on, man.
might want to.
Rob, come on. So let's have a second. I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but this man right here, young man, he's an amazing, amazing mentor to these young men.
Yes.
He's a tremendous asset to the school community, and I don't know how many people know what's going on here, but he makes these young men better people, and I wanted to include him.
Joey. Joey.
Guys, friends, Kamari, over.
Somebody get in front
A little bit, took a little bit. Yeah, look, I'll take photos. Smile, come on. Look over here.
We're gonna keep the hat on. Nice. Nice. I'm on. Yeah. Good job.
Congratulations.
Oh, that one is. I mean, All right, before you got, the rest of you sit down, you guys are more than welcome to leave and go home and do your homework, if you'd like. You're also very welcome to stay the rest of the meeting. So parents, if they have homework to do, you're able to take them home. If they don't, they have to stay, no. We're gonna see.
Whole body hurts. I'm sorry.
Just gonna give them a minute to file out.
John, McGill's walk out here.
Yes, more.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to our regular agenda. At this time, I need a motion to move dockets 3-261 through 3-263. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. And a motion to move docket 3-264.
So move. Second.
Any questions? Okay, go ahead.
Just, I was going through it again and I was looking at item, number 2110-400-08, testing and AP exams, high school. I was wondering, which students we cover the AP exams for?
Each student each year have one exam paid for.
Does this include students outside of our buildings, other high school students in the community, or just high school?
No, it would just be anyone in the district that take the AP.
In the buildings, not in.
In the district.
In the public
In the public. Okay. I'd like to make a possible motion, or how would you sort to include?
Can you speak up?
Yeah, I would like to possibly make a motion to include other district residents, high school kids, also to get one AP exam covered. per year when we do this?
Okay, second.
No, it doesn't, just hold on one second. It's not a motion at this table, it would be what?
I mean, I'd have to look at that question.
Right, I don't know if it's legally permissible, so we'll have council look into it.
Legally at this point in time or to ask for it?
No, to be able to do it is what he's saying.
Okay.
So we'll have to look into that.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, what docket was that?
264. I mean, I'm so, yeah,
Yeah, treasurer's report.
it's in the treasurer's report.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions on that docket? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. And a motion to move docket 3-265.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Board of Education report. I know that Nassau Suffolk School Boards, in my meeting last week, a lot of us were commiserating over the state of the budget on Long Island and within the state of New York, and the possibility of not having the governor's budget by April 1st, which is always a distinct possibility and problematic for those of us that are trying to create budgets. So it was, again, like I said, topic of conversation in my meeting last week, where we are not the only district suffering from the unknown. Of course, there are many districts out there that have gotten major cuts way over and above what we've seen. And we are hearing that the hold harmless will be restored, which would be a good thing for them, but does not really affect us as a district. So moving forward, we're hoping that we're going to hear some good news out of the governor's budget, but I can't determine what that'll be for West Hempstead. So at that time, we'll move on to PTA, PTSA, and SEPTA report. Oh, Mrs. Thomas left. Oh, no, there she is. Sorry, I thought you were over there before. So, Mrs. Thomas, you have a PTA report?
I do. Good evening, everyone. HARP is underway. The first week, the children were awarded churros from Tony's Tacos. The rest of the HARP, we have tater tots, we have cookies from Subway. We have nice rewards for the kids, so please make sure your kids are reading every night and sending in their slips on Mondays to receive their reward. It is not too late to join if you didn't already send in your ID tag. And the first week, it's fine. You can still participate if you start sending them in now. Sixth grade parents, please, please, please get involved if you have not done so already. There's a lot that needs to be done for the sixth graders. We have fun day, we have the dance, we also have the yearbook. So as many people as can be involved as possible would be great. Currently, they have the lawn sign fundraiser going for the elementary levels. I think somebody's working on the secondary schools. So for anybody that wants to know what they can do for their eighth grader or senior, we don't have anything. We don't really cover PTSA, but I know that people are interested and I know that they're looking. But for PTA, Chestnut, Cornwell, and GW, there are lawn signs for all of the students that are for the grades that are moving up. As well as the sixth grade play, they will have bake sale at the sixth grade play coming up. And the yearbooks are now on sale. The flyer has been sent out. If you are interested in ordering a yearbook, please refer to the flyer. Reflections, we have a couple of students that we're going to acknowledge at our meeting, which I'll go ahead and hop to that. Our next meeting is this coming Monday, March 25th at 7 p.m. along with SEPTA in the George Washington cafeteria. Please note 7 p.m., not 7:30. Please mark your calendars. Our annual social is on Thursday, May 2nd at the Inn at New Hyde Park. We are still accepting raffle baskets through the end of the month. So please, if you have anything that you can donate towards raffles, we would greatly appreciate that. And also, Don't forget that we have West Hempstead Crop Divots. We have West Hempstead, Little WH, as well as the Ram. Everybody has Crocs. Everybody should be representing West Hempstead Rams. You can visit our website, which is webda.memberhub.com in order to order them.
Thank you. I don't see a PTSA rep in the audience. And for SEPTA, I will just say that I know SEPTA still has their apparel fundraiser going on. They're selling t-shirts, sweatshirts, no tank to hats, and I think zip down sweatshirts, right? Yeah, so hats, a hoodie, long sleeve shirt, crew neck sweatshirt, and a t-shirt. Apparel is able to be ordered until March 22nd at this time. And you can reach out to Kerry Mummondy or Chrissy Simmons if you're interested in purchasing them.
Just to jump in for PTSA, the fashion show is
that's
tomorrow.
Yes,
So if everybody could come and support the,
fashion show. So tomorrow night in the secondary school auditorium is the senior fashion show, which is a wonderful experience for the kids. They get all dressed up and they look beautiful. It begins at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6:30. There will be raffle baskets, and this is a fundraiser for them to be able to earn money towards their prom tickets. So if you're around and you're available, please come out and support the fashion show and support our seniors. Michelle. And I'm. Wrong agenda, sorry. I have no student rep in the audience at this time. So we're going to move on to the superintendent's report.
Good evening. The core purpose of public schools is to establish an equitable educational system that utilizes public resources efficiently to accomplish desired learning outcomes. Funding public education represents an investment in human capital development, and the collective benefits from this investment surpass the sum of individual returns gained through furthering one's education. We allocate public resources towards educating the public for the greater good of society. All children governed by state policies are similarly situated and expected to meet common academic standards. Thus, the obligation is to ensure equal opportunity for all school-age children, regardless of background or school attended, to achieve those shared learning standards. Realizing equal educational opportunity necessitates differentiation of programs, services, and additional supportive measures. Defining minimum adequate standards is challenging. Moreover, when some students receive merely adequate education while others receive superior education exceeding that minimum, those receiving the baseline remain disadvantaged. The arts have an extraordinary ability to enrich our lives and communities in profound and invaluable ways. They tap deep into human creativity and expression, allowing us to explore the full human experience. The arts provide a vital outlet for processing emotions, grappling with questions, and finding meaning and beauty in our world. The play, Mamma Mia, and the Nassau All-County Art Exhibit were powerful testaments to the immense talent and creativity that exists within our schools and our students. As you wandered through the exhibit hall or sat in the auditorium down the hallway, you were immediately enveloped in a kaleidoscope of paintings, dance, and songs, each young artist's vision and perspective on display. The colors, textures, and composition leapt off the proverbial canvases. Our boys basketball team, which you just met, captivated the entire school community with their extraordinary energy, passion, and skills on the court. Their remarkable run as Long Island champions and making it to the state quarterfinals is a testament to their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the game. These young athletes left it all on the floor night after night, playing with a level of intensity and togetherness that was truly inspirational to watch. They represented our school and town with an unwavering competitive spirit. Though the season has ended, the memories of their electric performances and the pride they brought will be cherished by all for years to come. Congratulations to one. Thank you.
Thank you. We've now reached the period for district residents and or employees of the district to address the board. This individual will be limited to 3 minutes of non-confidential agenda items with an overall maximum of 20 minutes if needed. Do we have any questions from the audience? Mrs. Kill.
I don't have to identify myself, see? Residents and former employees. So
I don't know if last week we ended kind of answering questions, not answering questions. One of the topics that came up was what our district provides to public and private school children as far as services. Question came up of the tuition of private schools covering it, and Mr. Riemann quickly ran through a list of what actually is not covered by that tuition, but what we cover in our budget. Could you expand on that again? Explain specifically what we provide to every child in our community, regardless of public or private school. Services.
In terms of,
Oh, everything. You kind of like when it was the end of the night and you were rambling on, and it was really quick.
Well, thanks for telling me. All right, I would love to share your
We
thoughts
were
with me.
trying-
No, I'm teasing.
You go through it quickly,
I'm
but
teasing. I'm teasing. Yeah, no, services are extensive in our district. And we'll focus specifically on special education services, right? So we have a continuum of services, as you all know. If you don't know what a continuum of services is, it could be everything from resource room to a special class, which is a class where students are grouped in smaller settings. For the last 6 years, we've expanded in every one of our schools, 811 programs, 1211 programs, and 1511. Reiterate what that means: that either 8, 12, or 15 students in a class with a teacher and with an aide, with a TA. But along with that comes aides, depending on need, right? Or nurses, depending on need. Not just a nurse in the building. Sometimes a student needs a one-to-one nurse. So all those things add up. In our
I think
in our bigger community,
right in our lot, right throughout the
I'm getting
community,
it.
right.
In our bigger community, we support all of our students, school-age students, through different services, from a school psychologist to the nurse to different kinds of support services, just like we have here in the public school. But besides that, and one thing that does not really might not go on the books per se, is the extra services we provide whenever possible. So if there's a spot in the schedule, we pick up extra students. If there is room to, for example, like the younger levels especially, speech is always a thing that you try to get out in front of so that doesn't become a long-term problem. So we know the speech teachers in our I'll say the larger community always are working with all the kids. With that comes a cost, I'm just trying to figure what else. This Riley's helping me out here. Make sure I don't miss anything. Right, OT and PT are two things that are very extensive throughout the district. And then, we might have students both, just within the larger community, we'll keep the larger community in mind. If they can't function in our setting, we might send them to a BOE school or an outside, but there's still our responsibility. With that comes all the associated costs with that. So if they go to a BOE school, whatever services are provided there, how they get there, obviously, is associated with that. So we're actually quite proud of the extensive, very extensive program we offer to all of our school-age students. And I know for a fact that our psychs and our school psychologists, our school psychologists have gone on occasion to help in our larger community when needed to provide supports. Ms. Karras, Ms. Skolder run CSE meetings. Ms. Karras meets regularly with our larger community to find ways that we can work together to better support all of their students. They've done PD sessions that don't necessarily come on the books, that is definite cost to support their teachers, all of our teachers. So, I could keep going, but.
So I just have one other part to that.
Sure.
So board members are aware of what is in the budget and what it covers. So in that case, when we talked about services provided to all the children in the community, I have to say that I was very disturbed that one board member was not aware of that. What type of training do you get that you understand what is in the budget? A comment was made that our tuition covers that, which I knew was not true. having taught here, I know how many of our services go to private schools. We have our own staff, our own employees here who travel to other buildings. So do you get some type of a training on what is covered in the budget and where? I mean, I was astonished.
Training from New York State school boards, and then a lot of it is learn as you go when you're a school board member. I just want to add to the answer that you were asking for services for outside, for students that are not attending the public schools. Textbooks, busing, all of that is also a service included in our budget that is not paid for by private school tuition. So we have to remember that those are things that are also covered as far as services go.
Just one more point to your point. Not only do some of our staff travel, some are housed, are large.
Yes, full-time,
Full-
yes.
Full-time.
Other questions from the audience at this time? Mr. Zeller?
There was a community and private school board committee. Do you know when the last meeting was, and can you talk about what was discussed at that meeting?
The last meeting was just post-COVID, and the conversation was mostly about a nurse at Hank. And the ability for private schools to pay more money to their employees than the public schools can, because we are bound by contractual rates. There were a few other things and conversations about the build at the Fischetti property and some other things that went beyond that. We did have emails back and forth regarding scheduling follow-up meetings, and that has not taken place since.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any other questions from the audience? And we're going to move on. There is another period at the end of the meeting for district residents to ask questions. So this time I need a motion to move docket 3-266.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any motion to move docket 3-267 through 3-269?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. I need a motion to move docket 3-270.
Second.
Any questions?
No, so my question was on the next.
Oh, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. I need a motion to move docket 3-271.
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah. I'm just trying to understand, is this the first year of the shared decision-making plan? Just trying to understand the plan.
Oh.
So it's been around, and this is just, fine, then I'll ask my other question. Thank you.
Any other questions regarding that? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. I need a motion. Sorry. Want to make sure I didn't do something wrong. And a motion to move docket 3-272 through 3-280.
So. Second.
Who's second?
Myers.
I can't hear anything. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. I need a motion to move docket 3-281 through 3-282.
Second.
David moved it, Joe seconded it. David moved it. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. I need a motion to move docket 3-284.
So moved.
Anybody?
That's it.
Oh, sorry. Do me a favor and be vocal so I can hear it.
Okay.
Then I know It was. Okay, so I have a question about this, and I think I got the answer, but I want to confirm it. Just, one thing was, Mr. Mayo, you said that BBC was a volleyball, correct? Okay, so that's taken care of. Joe, you had an issue
I had
with,
an issue with the baseball for Wednesday night
on the,
on
Which
the
baseball
baseball field, on the middle school baseball field. I have I'm sorry, the varsity flag has the field Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday through, I think, the beginning of May.
The club is aware that anybody who has the field or any district events that are going on, they would get bumped for. They just wanted to hold it in case for some
in
reason.
case you
the
guys
field
didn't
wasn't
have it?
available.
Okay.
They know that they.
And Mr. Lazar, you also have a question?
Yeah. First is point of information. The vote and budget meeting is on the 21st of May.
Yes.
Is that correct? I saw that there was someone asking to use one of the fields. Is that on the same side as voting takes place? 'Cause I know there's always an issue of parking over there. I would prefer if we didn't,
Well, we don't not give out the field because
on that day it affects voting, so I think we might want to.
we don't usually do that. They use the field every year. We've never restricted the field prior.
Just take away my court. Wanted to say that.
One of the baseball. I know I'm missing.
It's right in the
I just want to see where it is. Am I crazy?
Well, it's not right under secondary.
Yeah. Second is, oh, south. Okay, we don't tend to deny, so I'll just take a vote on that. Of course, that is the same side. I don't know that we've ever had a problem with people being able to park to vote.
Just want to comment on that. Last year,
Yeah.
something different happened where it was relatively difficult to park in the lots that were closest to the voting stations. Not sure if we did anything different, but it was a challenge. And then towards early afternoon, it got a little easier. I don't know if it was a different pattern of the voting people coming or the people coming to the event. But when we're holding elections, probably that should be the priority of the day.
Well, the parking lot is used for teacher parking during the day, so that's a little bit of why we only hold off a certain amount of spots because we don't have enough parking spots on the north side, on the south side to hold all the teachers that need to park. So that could be part of the reason that there was no parking. I mean, I stood there for 13 hours that day and I didn't have any issue parking when I came in and out. And nor did I see anybody having an issue parking. Except for, and I will say, except for when obviously the teachers needed to utilize the parking lot and we only had like 6 spots in each lane in the front available for parking. And then the problem became also during drop off and pickup in the afternoon when the students were being dropped off and picked up. So the parents were lining up throughout the parking lot. So I'm just going to take a vote at the table. Does anybody want to, is there a cause for restriction? Does anybody at the table want to restrict use of the fields on that day?
Absolutely not.
So, we're gonna let that one go.
Where's the vote? Whether we're having a vote?
We just did. So.
I heard absolutely not. I
all in
didn't see any
favor-
hands go
all-
up.
wait, excuse
Yeah.
me. Well, we're talking vocally. We're not
Okay.
putting our stuff. All in favor of restricting use of the field on the date of the vote? And date. Those opposed to restricting use of the field? That being said, are there any other questions on that docket? No. Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Aye. On the, you were abstaining? Okay. All those opposed to docket 284? Bert, did you vote in favor of the whole docket or no?
I voted in favor.
Okay.
On a specific issue, I commented, but all in all, I'm voting in
I
favor. of the
understand
document.
that. I
Yeah.
just wanted to know because I didn't write it down. I didn't look up when we
Right.
voted on it. Okay, so,
That's an abstention.
Okay, but you moved on first.
yeah, we move it, but then he can choose to abstain on the vote.
Right.
No old business. Board privilege of the floor. I'm just gonna speak for 1 second about how phenomenal the students from the secondary school were in the play this weekend. If you did not have the opportunity to see that play this weekend, then I feel very sorry. And I hope somewhere there's a videotape of it that you can get a hold of, because those students worked so hard, and it was by far one of the best performances I've seen in years from those students. Weekly update is gonna have 2 nice videos, so make sure you check out the weekly update. Those students did a phenomenal job. It was great. I was here both Friday and Saturday night. And they were consistent across the board. It did not change. They did not waver. It was a phenomenal performance. I'm just gonna keep saying that. So, again, tomorrow night, come out and support the seniors, 6:30 PM. Doors open, 7 o'clock, the fashion show starts. Future meetings, oh, wait, I have to also do this. So on the calendar is a meeting for March 26th, should it be needed for the budget. This time, we do not have any more information from the governor's budget or anything else that would cause us to change the information we already have. So I'm going to state that we are not going to hold a meeting on the 26th. However, I do believe that we will have the governor's budget, and we may have to hold a meeting on April 9th, which is the week before our next regular board meeting. So if we can, please try to keep that date open, because if we have to meet at least 7 days before we adopt the budget. So that is the only Tuesday we would have. Do you have a question?
Yeah, if we didn't meet on that day, but since we don't have all the information for revenues and for everything else.
Then when we come to adopt the budget, Brian would do a presentation that day, and it would be done that day. We hope to have a little more information, and we'll have that date. We're going to hold that date, but we will formally announce that there will be a meeting that day as we get closer to the 1st, see how close. They're saying that our budget will not come out on the 1st, obviously. I think it's too close to holiday, but rumor has it that it will be relatively close to the 1st. I don't know how good that rumor mill is. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We're gonna hope for the best. So I just wanted to put that out there so everybody's aware there is no meeting next week. Future meeting dates are on the back of the agenda. And as you can see, the March 26th meeting is not happening. So at this time, we've reached the period for district residents and or employees of the district, again, to address the board. This individual will be limited to 3 minutes of non-confidential agenda items with an overall maximum of 20 minutes if needed. Do we have a question, Mrs. Kilty?
What does the shared decision-making plan do? It's not
Site-based, like
It was here in
site-based,
1972 when I started,
site-based, and then districts.
site-based,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Okay,
Same,
so is it the same committee? Do you choose other people? How do you do that?
well, by building, they look for volunteers, obviously, and district, we try to get everybody from the buildings to come. And then
There are usually community people on
they're
it.
always invited.
Do you know when it's going to meet next?
I could,
When you,
Varies by building.
you mean the district one?
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I'd have to find out.
okay, all right, thanks.
Do we have any other questions from the audience? Okay, so that being said, I need a motion to move into executive session to discuss personnel and supervisor council.
Okay.
Don't hurt. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. And we hope to see you at our next meeting. If you have any questions moving forward, please send an email to the district office.